Hello everybody, welcome to this video where I will be reviewing the books I read in June, which are these ones and The Queen of Nothing, which I will start with. I'll read the blurb of each book and then I'll just give my short review. These are non-spoiler reviews. Some of these have spoiler reviews like in separate videos, and if those exist I'll put the link in the video. So, the first book I read this month was The Queen of Nothing, which I don't have with me right now, so I'll be reading it from my phone. The blurb and my review, and I'll put the book on screen. Share. Yeah. Alright, so this is the third book of the Folk of the Air series, which I have a separate video about, which I think will come out next week. But yeah, let me just read what it's about. Although it's kind of maybe a spoiler, because it is the third book, so maybe skip a little bit if you don't want anything to know about this. He will be the destruction of the crown and a ruination of the throne. Power is much easier to acquire than it is to hold on to. Jude learned this lesson when she released her control over the wicked king Cardan, in exchange for immeasurable power. Now, as the exiled mortal queen of Faerie, Jude is powerless and left reeling from Cardan's betrayal. She bides her time, determined to reclaim everything he took from her. Opportunity arrives in the form of her deceptive twin sister Taryn, whose mortal life is in peril. Jude must risk venturing back into the treacherous fairy court and confront her lingering feelings for Cardan, if she wishes to save her sister. But Elfham is not as she left it. War is brewing. As Jude slips deep within enemy lines, she becomes ensnared in the conflict's bloody politics, and when a dormant yet powerful curse is unleashed, panic spreads through the land, forcing her to choose between her ambition and her humanity. Okay, so yeah, that is kind of a spoiler, but okay. I did enjoy the book. I gave it 3 stars though. I thought it was a good ending of the series, but also I feel like it could have been continued on after the book, so it doesn't feel like it's completely concluded, I guess. It was a little bit disappointing, because that's also just because this whole series is very overhyped and I didn't feel it like I should, I think. But it was good, it was fun, it was quick. I read it in 2 days, so that was really good. Oh yeah, I was also kind of sick while reading it, and that kind of influences how I feel about the book usually, so I gave it a lower rating probably than I would have if I was feeling good. Alright, but yeah, that was with this book. I don't really have much to say about this one because it is just the end of a series, and I reviewed that series in also the last monthly review, and I have a separate whole video about it that's coming out, so yeah, I didn't have much to say about that. Then I read Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh, which, oh my god, I love this book so much. But yeah, let me read the blurb first. Lizzie Young has always felt she was too much everything. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder at a young age, she's never fit in with her family, her friends, or her community. Lizzie wants to be accepted and understood, but with few people in her corner, she's carried her burdens and her trauma on her own. But when she meets a kind boy on the school bus, things start to look bright for the first time in her life. Hugh Biggs has an old soul and the wisdom of someone far beyond his years. A young man with a sharp mind and a firm code of ethics. He sees something in Lizzie that he can't resist. He wants to be her everything and shoulder her burden, and Lizzie wants that too. Lizzie and Hugh's bond seems unbreakable. Their chemistry is electric, their love is potent, and their connection is soul deep. But even the truest love can be shaken by forces beyond control. So this is the 6th book in the Boys of Tommen series, which I absolutely love. I love this series so much. This is about Lizzie and Hugh, like it said. And Lizzie is a very misunderstood character in the rest of the books. And this book really explains who she is and why she is that way. I think it was really interesting to read from her perspective, and it was a very tough read. It was difficult at points, at a lot of points, because it is very much mental health related, and a lot of stuff happened in her life that is actually insane. And there are a lot of trigger warnings, so yeah, read those before you read this if you get triggered. Hugh is a really nice person though. I loved Hugh. He's always been a little bit in the background in the rest of the books, and this one gave him more depth as well. Not as much as Lizzie, because it was mostly about Lizzie, but yeah, it's a really good book. It was really tough to read though. I think this is the toughest book to read, even though all of them have heavy topics. This one was the heaviest in my opinion. But yeah, I love this book. I love this whole series. They're great books, they're beautiful. Also, I love the cover. But yeah, so I have a video about this book as well, which I will link, where I will give a more in-depth review. So if you want to see that one, you're welcome to. Then I read Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, which was good. Let me first read the thing. Ike Randolph left jail 15 years ago, but the black man with cops at the door knows to be afraid. He is devastated to learn his son Isaiah, who Ike never fully accepted, has been murdered, along with Isaiah's white husband Derek. Derek's father, Buddy Lee, who has his own criminal past, may have been ashamed of Derek, but he won't rest until he knows why his only child was killed. Desperate to do better by their sons in death than they did in life, two hardened ex-cons must confront their own prejudices about their children and each other, as they rain down vengeance upon those who hurt their boys. A provocative revenge thriller and an achingly tender story of redemption. This is a ferocious portrait of grief for those loved and lost, and for mistakes that can never truly be undone. So this book was really good. I didn't expect anything from it before I started reading it, but it was beautiful. I gave it 4 stars, because it is just, I don't know, it didn't make me feel the way 5-star books do, I think. But this one was really good. It's bloody as well. It is a mystery thriller. I think it's more of a mystery than a thriller, because it wasn't really scary. But it is a good mystery. Like the way you find out what happened, etc. It was great. The relationship between Buddy Lee and Ike was interesting, and the way it evolved was great to see, and to, yeah, I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it was a great relationship. Them coming to terms with their son's sexuality, a little late considering they've already passed away, but at least they did like learn to deal with it, I guess, or try to. Oh yeah, it was great. It's a good book. I don't know what to say. Oh yeah, it also goes into the relationship between Buddy Lee and Ike, because they're like from the southern states, like Midwest, I don't know where, but somewhere where it's quite racist, and Buddy Lee finds out by, like, through hanging out with Ike, that racism is actually a real issue because of the way people treat Ike and Buddy Lee differently. Also the other way around, like, race is just a very big deal there, and they figure that out, and they just, also besides the racism, they just learn to accept each other, and it's great. It's beautiful. I love this book. It's beautiful. Then I read Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, which is the second book in the Fourth Wing series, the Empyrean series. I am making a video about this, but I don't know when I'll be reading on X Wing. But yeah, let me just read the blurb. So this is the sequel, so it is going to be difficult to review. But secrets, sacrifice, survival. Against all odds, Violet Sorrengill made it through her first year at Basquiat War College. But now the real training begins. The stakes are higher than ever, and a determination to survive won't be enough this time. When a powerful new enemy threatens everything she cares about, including the man she loves, Violet must do whatever it takes to keep their secrets safe. One wrong move could have horrifying consequences, and as the web of lies spun by those in charge starts to unravel, nothing, not even Dragonfire, may be enough to save them in the end. The deadly second year at Basquiat awaits. So this is the second book. I think the first book was a lot better. I think this was good, but it was just very much a repetition of the first book, I feel like. The characters are still great, the story is still good, the concept's good, whatever. It just felt very long, and I feel like it could have been like this much. Could have been like half of it. I don't know why, but I feel like not a lot actually happened, even though it did. It just felt weird for some reason. It is also a lot of pages, 780 something, I don't know, a lot. I gave it 4 stars still because I did enjoy it, and it took me a long time to finish actually. Oh yeah, the ending was like, I really want to read the next book, so that's good, but it is, I don't know how to feel with this one. I didn't enjoy it while reading it. It just took me a long time, because Fourth Wing took me 2 days, 1 day, 2 days. This one took me, I think, a week. It is longer, but still, it shouldn't be that much of a difference, I feel like. But yeah, I don't really know how to review this one. I read it. It's a book. Then I read Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I'll just read the blurb. Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the source of all discord and unhappiness, the printed book. Montag never questioned the destruction or his own bland life, until he is shown a past where people didn't live in fear and a present where one sees the world through ideas. Montag starts hiding books in his home. Soon they'll make him run for his life. So this is a dystopian. It's kind of a classic, so I feel like, yeah, it is kind of a classic. It's about this guy who has to burn books for a living because books are bad, I guess. It is a really interesting book. It feels very relevant, because it has always been a way for people to censor stuff, and just like book burning actually happened, you know, because people, and the same with books are being banned now. So this was really interesting to read. There were also some things like there's this guy, like the fire chief, I don't know his name, but he starts talking about the books and it sounds so true, or like, yeah, the way people would talk about this and like propaganda and stuff. And there's another time where he's talking to his wife's friends and they're talking about the war, and one of the women's husbands is going to war, and they're like, aren't you scared he'll, you know, die because of the war? She's like, no, that will never happen to me. It can happen to my neighbors, it can happen to the people around me, but never me. It never happens to me. Because that's such a human thing that people are like, it happens, yes, I know that, but it won't happen to me until it happens to you. You know, like anything bad, people are like, oh yeah, but that won't happen to me. It will happen to other people, sure, but never to me. And I think that's, I don't know, it was really interesting to read. I quoted it as well, or like I underlined it. I was like, that, keeping that one. Yeah, it was a really good book. I gave it 4 stars, I think. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, it was a good book. It's a good read. It's really interesting. It's also quick. It's like big font, really nice. Oh yeah, the fireman said, he started saying that everything got shorter, like people used to watch full movies, people used to read books, but then people got bored of that, so they got bored of the long books. They started wanting everything shorter, quicker, easier, accessible, which is happening, you know. People used to watch movies and then they turn to YouTube, and then now it's like TikTok. Everything gets shorter and easier and concise, and that's what happened in this book as well. And this book's written in like the 50s, I think. Same with books, news articles, everything. People wanted short. So that was interesting the way the fireman said this. I don't know, the fire chief. It was a good book. I really enjoyed it. It's very interesting to read. I liked it. And the last book I read this month was Happy Place by Emily Henry, which is, yeah. Harriet and Wynne are the perfect couple. They go together like bread and butter, gin and tonic, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Every year they take a holiday from their lives to drink far too much wine with their favorite people in the world. Except this year they are lying through their teeth because Harriet and Win broke up 6 months ago, and they still haven't told anyone. But the cottage is for sale, so this is the last time they'll all be here together. They can't bear to break their best friend's heart, so they fake it one more week. But how can you pretend to be in love and get away with it in front of people who know you best? So this is the first Emily Henry book I've ever read, because I've always been scared. Because like Colleen Hoover, popular, Colleen Hoover has also been like hated, but I didn't enjoy her books, so I was scared that was also gonna happen with Emily Henry. I love this book. It was really good. I absolutely loved it. It's all from Harriet's perspective, but you get so much insight into Win as well, which I think is really impressive. Like in a lot of books where it's just one perspective, you get a lot more insight into the person whose perspective it is. But with this one, you also get to know Win actually on a deeper level and who he is and everything, which is done very well. I did also buy a new Emily Henry book because I think I'm gonna love her. Yeah, this was a really good book. I really liked all of the characters. All of them had a lot of depth and variety. The story was good, there was conflict, there was love. I actually laughed out loud at this book, which is impressive. I love this one. I gave it 5 stars, of course. I think a lot of people find this one of their least favorite books of her, so I'm very excited for the other ones because I already really like this one. The characters are great, they all have their own issues. Both Harriet and Win have a lot of issues, and also together, like their communication is interesting, especially Harriet. She's not great at communicating what she actually wants, but Win knows that, and it's great the way this goes. It's beautiful. I love the story, I love the characters. I give it 5 stars, and I am very excited for the other book. That was my June books, my June review. I really hope you enjoyed. I did. If you have any books I should read, please let me know in the comments. If you have anything else to say, please let me know. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you like me, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.